Hello everybody. I hope this is working now. Here we have the first time exposed to daylight the new wall of the second floor of the restaurant in Cumming. So we are very grateful for this new development. Step by step, little by little, brick by brick, truck of concrete by truck of concrete. This morning I tried, this must be the 5th time I tried to do the live stream, and it looks like it's working now, I think. But it was jammed, like frozen, and then it wouldn't let me turn it off. So I'm grateful that it's working now. And thereby I'm also grateful that it always worked for the last almost 6 years. In another month it will be 6 years. So sometimes we don't have gratitude for things that we take for granted. And now with the trouble I had this morning starting this Facebook, I am filled with gratitude that it's working. And I'm even more filled with gratitude that it worked for the last 6 years. Most of the time pretty well, as I learned and fumbled with this methodology of communication. So today we're saying goodbye to some pilgrims, part of the usual course of pilgrims. We are happy that so many are here at the moment, also staying here. Many groups coming each day. Maybe you have a different take on the readings today, but in general I would put them under one caption: how we relate to God at the level of trust and confidence. And the letter of James, which we will then be dropping onto, because we have Lent coming up starting tomorrow, Ash Wednesday. With the letter to James, we are advised to change our mind about God if we think that He tempts us in the sense of wanting us to do bad. God will never want anybody to do bad, to behave badly, to do evil. That's not God's style and method. We're in this week of, I'm not sure how long it's going to last, of hazy weather. So that means you have to be the sunrise in your family today. The birds are out on a fishing spree. It's the annual bird convention. I think it's an international convention. They come from different countries. And they're having their fishing competition this morning, because they're all competing with each other to get good fish. That's the maximum zoom in I can do on them. So maybe it happens to us sometime that we would even blame God for negative stuff in our lives. And that's an attitude that needs curing. It might also even apply to human beings, that sometimes because of our skepticism, because of our doubts, we think that people were there to hurt me, their intent was to damage me, and maybe that was just my interpretation and not their doing. We have that streak in us that can easily, in moments of sadness and feeling kind of victimhood and getting the bad end of the deal always, that we become very negative towards people. And it behoves us to think much more sanely and nobly that people aren't as bad as we think. In fact, they're much better than we think, and God is much, much better than we think. And that's a healthy attitude. It's not a mistake, no matter how bad my deal is in life at this moment, the way I perceive it. Actually, when we allow that attitude to change for the positive, it brings a lot of blessing. for everybody around us also, because once we're a happier camper, then everybody else is also relieved from the pressure of supporting us in our negativity and our complaining mindset, and our skeptical mindset and our suspicious mindset. These are all, obviously there's some occasions if you see somebody with the gun running down the street going to kill somebody, well, you don't need to be suspicious anymore. You have facts in front of you, and you should intervene as best you can, as fast as you can, calling together the means that can deal with the situation. But in general, a mood that's continually skeptical, bitter, complaining is not the way to relate to God. God is marvelously positive for our lives. He created us. He gave us the gift of life. He only wants to see us thrive and flourish. And the opening line here of the reading today is, "Blessed is he who perseveres during temptation." Perseveres during temptation. And we had that yesterday as well, that then that perseverance, that endurance, that patience leads us to a perfection of love, which is the perfection of our being, because we are made in the image and likeness of him who is love, of God who is love. From our Christian wonderful understanding, God is Trinity, a community of divine love in whose image we are made. And that's an extraordinary endowment to participate in that knowledge. It's great in a city when there's a wonderful library and people use it. And just had a chat the other day with two guides I met on the street in Jerusalem when I was there a few days ago. Known them for years and years. And for some reason we got talking about the new library in Jerusalem. I think it's called the National Library. And I had the privilege of being there at the end of the year with a delegation from Michigan. And they invited me to go along. And I was curious, and it's a massive facility. A great library is a great treasure in a school and a university and in a city and a town, because there's so much knowledge at our fingertips. But the knowledge of God as our friend, as our creator, as our redeemer, as our provident Lord is an extraordinary endowment to have, an extraordinary treasure and talent to have, because it puts it on the right footing in life, because that's who he is. And that's a beautiful line as well here. All good giving and every perfect gift is from above, coming from the Father of lights. What a beautiful way to see God, with whom there is no alteration or shadow caused by change. And he willed to give us birth by the word of truth, that we may be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. What a beautiful way to understand oneself, to understand my place in God's plan, and such a blessing for everybody around me. And that's totally positive and possible for everybody. What a blessing those truck drivers are, delivering goods, all the work that's involved, all the care that's involved, nurses going to work, doctors studying, preparing, analyzing, teachers, people building buildings, people building the restaurant. We would forget about them when we're having a meal there in a couple of years' time maybe, but their work makes it possible, as God's does. Psalm 94 is also encouraging. Blessed the man you instruct, O Lord. What a gift it is to be instructed by the Lord. And the gospel is also about trusting, because little by little, as we gather evidence of all God's goodness in our lives, and we recall it and we remember it and we retell it to others, then we should be growing stronger in confidence. And the disciples are on a path of learning. They're novices, they're learning, they're in their first year with Jesus, their second year with Jesus. And he's asking them now, he's like saying, hey guys, wake up, join the dots and realize that this is something very good. This is something very beautiful. You are loved. You can trust. You can trust in the one who loves you infinitely. That's a great line, isn't it? You can trust in the one who loves you infinitely. People, be the sunrise today in your family. Bring out the light, bring out the joy, bring out the goodness. And let's be thankful for all the people who deliver all the goods we need and to provide all the services we need for the life we're blessed to enjoy. God bless you. See you later, alligators.